You can make anyone obsess over you with one simple psychology trick if you understand breadcrumbing. Let me explain. This gorgeous woman has two men after her, a successful entrepreneur and a gardener who does just enough to get by. The entrepreneur is consistently paying attention to her and doing things by the book. A good morning text every day, date night every Friday, being a gentleman. All the things one would expect out of a partner. On the other hand, the gardener is quite the opposite, inconsistent. Sometimes he will do a lot more than the entrepreneur could ever do for her, but the majority of the time he disappears, leaving her confused for days. A few weeks go by, and she dumps one of them and becomes completely obsessed with the other. Which one would be the logical choice? Most people would think she chose the entrepreneur, but a psychological phenomenon known as breadcrumbing will clear up why she chose the gardener. Back at home, the gardener has a favorite plant, one that can grow by itself by doing a very hard task, being independent and growing its roots so long that it can provide itself water, but it can also grow with the help of the gardener, like a regular plant. Instead of the consistent care we might assume, this gardener opts for a method that's more sporadic. A ton of water here, a period of drought there. To any logical person, this method would seem bad as it could cost the life of the plant. But this plant has seen what the gardener can do, and it chooses to believe things can change, and that if the gardener is more consistent, things will be much better than growing by itself or the traditional constant method. The plant is obsessed with the gardener. Despite the awful periods of drought, it is always waiting for him to come back and receive the great rewards of seeing him. This is the power of breadcrumbing, doing things in such a great way and then disappearing, leaving them wanting more and wondering when they will get it. Now, back to the other question. I bet it has happened to someone you love before. You see them with a good-for-nothing person who treats them bad, and you wonder why such an amazing person could be with someone so awful and inconsistent. But there has probably been a period of time where that person was not so awful, and they saw what that person could be if only they were consistent. And that is why she chose the gardener. She fell victim to breadcrumbing. The flood of gifts and attention were enough for her to overlook the droughts of ghosting and neglect.